Alright, so, video number 2 of doing this. Once again, I'm not paying attention to the camera, paying attention to the road. I either talk to myself or I'm going to talk to the camera, so I'm doing this no matter what when I'm driving. Like, I talk out loud to myself when I'm driving. I'm pretty sure everybody does, at least I think everybody does. So don't worry, I'm not paying attention to the camera that much. Yeah, just trying this out in the light. That wasn't a weird sexual thing, I just had an itch right there. Sorry. Also, this is where I keep my hand a lot of time when I'm driving. I'll put my hand with this and just hold it. Looks like I'm trying to give myself a hug. I was thinking, like, I was in ministry. I guess is the proper term. I was in full-time ministry. You could consider my job at Camp That for 10 years, 10, 11 years, 12 years maybe. And did make a lot of money doing it, just be honest. We worked and we made that sacrifice so that we could grow the kingdom. And that's a decision we made when we first started. I have a whole lot of thoughts on that I'm not going to get into because I'm trying to be good while we still live on camp. But yeah, so like I would often catch myself dreaming of like what it would have been like if we won the lottery, or like all the stuff I could have done, the things I could have had to make things like better or to help people out, or all the things that we could have done if I found a job or I had a job that made a lot of money. And I'm sure just about every single one of us does that at some point in our lives, or probably often, especially when you get like the Mega Millions that are at, like the Powerball, the latest was like 8.2 billion. Like you kind of just sit there and think like, what could we do with, it wouldn't be 8.2 billion, it would be less than that, but still a huge chunk of money. Like you start dreaming and you think like, oh, I could do this, I could have this, I could have this, like I could do this so that I could help people out this way, and I could do this so I could help people out this way. And it's just like, one, there's two different things that I think about this. One is that like you can help people out in the ways that you want to. Once you get money, you can do it in the state you're in. You just got to do it smaller. You can still help people out when you don't make much money. You just can't help as many out. And two is like, what if we dreamed and we daydreamed about the riches we would have in heaven when we get there? Like all the stuff we dream about in the world here now, when we're not in heaven, when earth and heaven haven't been reconciled. Like, what if we dreamt about all the stuff that, and all the resources and all the abilities and all the treasures we'd have in heaven? Like, what would that do for our faith walk if you're a Christian? If you're not, I got some bad news for you. Maybe we can talk about that later. But yeah, so like, like, it's not that we will have mansions in heaven. I hate that when people are like, oh, God's building me a mansion because I served at church for 40 years, so my mansion's going to be huge. It's like, that's not biblical at all. Like, not a single bit biblical. Yeah, I'm not going to give a sermon about that, but I think the treasures in heaven, the ones that will not be destroyed by moth and can't be burned up and things like that, are the people that we connect with, people that we form relationships with, people that we bring with us to heaven. Like, those are our riches. Those are the treasures that we'll have in heaven, is having people that we know were in sin and that God used us, worked through us to bring them to Him. That we were a part of that interaction, and that'll be a treasure for us. And just, that's the treasures, I think. It's not going to be a mansion, obviously, but like, wouldn't your life, wouldn't my life, wouldn't our lives be different if we just acted that way, though? Like, if we daydreamed about what it would be like to see this person, to see this person, to see this person in heaven with us. So there you go. That's my car thought of the day. Yeah. Just a thought. So that's it. That's all I got. I did it in the light today because that's Saturday, so I didn't have to work until 5 like I normally do. Normally when I have to work until 5, it's pitch black already, so you can't see me. But yeah, it's also probably one of the last times I'll do this. I'm driving around camp at the moment, getting home, so this is probably one of the last few times I'll actually be doing this from my drive to camp, because we'll be moving soon, which is super exciting. So here you go.